Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is a video about a set of $20 IEMs, the CCZ MC04. I don't review a lot of super budget IEMs on this channel, mainly because there's just too many compromises on many of them most of the time. But I recently was sent these to test out, and they are actually good. In fact, very good for the price. But they are not without compromises. Let's unbox it and I'll tell you more in the video. As you expect from a budget set, it comes in a tiny box. Inside you have the MC04, the cables, and 3 pair of tips. For $20, you actually get a hybrid configuration. It's a 1 BA and 1 dynamic driver IEM. The specs, you can check it out on the screen now. The build quality is not bad. The faceplate is made out of metal and has a mesh design on it. I think the mesh is only for looks. I initially thought this was a semi-open design, but no, the IEMs are sealed behind the drivers, so the IEMs isolate quite well. They're also really lightweight, so comfort is good too. For the shells, it's made from tinted resin. You can see the BA driver here and the dynamic driver here. The nozzle is made out of metal too. The IEM uses TFZ 2-pin cables, but it works with standard 2-pin cables as well. Personally, I'm not a fan of these recessed 2-pin cables, as they are harder to find. The MC04 comes in 3 colors, black, gold, and silver. I think the black one looks the best, so I went with the black one. I think the accessories is the largest compromise of this budget IEM. First of all, the 3 pair of silicone tips just feel super cheap and flimsy. They never worked on my ears. I would just throw them away if I weren't making this video. Use any other tips you have lying around. The cable also looks really cheap. According to CCZ, it's a silver-plated OFC cable. It really reminds me of the wires from some battery-powered LED lights. The cable also does not come with a cinch, but other than that, it just feels super cheap. There isn't really an issue with the cables in actual use though. Let's talk about the sound. It's where I think this IEM really shines in this price sector. The MC04 has a V-shaped sound. It's a kind of tuning that will appeal to many people, especially if you're coming from true wireless earbuds or AirPods. The bass has great punch and speed. It has great texture and resolution, well controlled and doesn't sound muddy. Vocals are crisp and clear, may sound slightly sibilant if you're sensitive. The treble sounds very slightly recessed. Treble has a great bite to it, especially in instruments like electric guitars, and it's really revealing for the price. Soundstage has a good width to it, similar to competitors, but I think it is able to reproduce second harmonics better than its competition, thanks to its BA drivers. It's very revealing and capable in the treble region, which is an area where budget IEMs lag behind most of the time. So I compared the MC04 with the Celeste Wyvern Black and Blonde BL03. Both of these IEMs retail for around $30. You can check the latest pricing in the description below. Comparing the 3 IEMs, I am confident to say that the MC04 has the best resolution and overall clarity among the 3. The BL03 has a very similar tuning to the MC04, but when comparing the two, the BL03 sounds a bit muffled in the mids and a bit muddy in the bass. The treble also sounds more resolving in the MC04. Unless you are very treble sensitive, I think the MC04 will be a better IEM between the two. Comparing it to the Wyvern Black, they have a slightly different tuning. The MC04 has a slightly more elevated bass shelf and has a more elevated mid bass. The Wyvern also measures a bit hotter at the 1K region. When compared, I think the MC04 has punchier bass. Vocals also sound more natural, as I think the Wyvern sounds thinner and more recessed in the vocals. The overall resolution is also better in the MC04. In summary, I think the MC04 is a really good sub $20 IEM. In fact, It's the best I've tried at this price range. This is a budget set that I genuinely think it sounds good and can recommend it to you. If you're looking for an IEM around $20 and is okay with a cheap cable and ear tips and a slightly plasticky build, I would recommend you give them a try. I think what really shines is the sonic performance of this IEM. So this is the end of this review. As usual, I've linked everything below in the description. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you found this useful. Thank you for watching.